U of H athletics, same thing for athletics. U of H athletics, because as much as I love my school, and trust me, I would enjoy a move to the Big 12. But the simple fact remains, U of H football is not dominating Conference USA. So I want us to kick butt in Conference USA, because a move to the Big 12, that's a whole other world, a whole other level of competition. We can always, as much as I don't like Texas, anything, athletics, playing Longhorns football is a whole other conversation.
Oh, well.
Playing Oklahoma football is a whole other conversation. Yes, we beat Oklahoma State in Stillwater 2 years ago. Hooray. I want to get to an level of excellence and maintain a level of excellence. That means being top 15, top 20 year in, year out. And offense, defense, recruiting, coaching, the whole bit.
I just remember the conversation you and I had a while back, years ago, when this transpired, when everybody was all excited about Cougar athletics. Football coaching changed. Nobody very few in their alumni and on campus here in this area actually thought you would lose a coach to whom? To a school like home.
To Baylor?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Never thought that would happen. You actually thought you had enough money available to hold on to a coach. I would have hoped when that situation transpired that would have been a coming of the minds, folks getting together and says, look, this should have never happened on no level. Not because of who they were, but for the fact that you had always thought as a institution, you were on another level.
Well, let me say it like this.
Athletic.
Right. Let me say it like this, and we got to wrap it up because we've been talking a whole lot here.
It's a good day.
As a U of H, University of Houston alum, I can say this. I know of what I speak. We have an inferiority complex to Texas, the A&Ms, the big-time programs, but at the same time, we have a superiority complex to teams like Rice and TSU and Prairie View, et cetera, SMU, and teams in the Conference USA.
Texas Tech,
a whole bunch of schools we think we're better than. How many Conference USA football titles has U of H won?
One, sir.
How many?
One.
You wouldn't know it by listening to us talk in certain circles.
And that still goes back to marketing, because I never see that touted. I don't see that touted, because since that had happened, since U of H has won, it's about home. Florida schools, Central Florida, who else? Southern Miss. They touting Southern Miss right now. They're touting, changing out with East Carolina.
You and I talked about one issue that irks us is Conference USA Media Day. Should be here in Houston, period. You got 2 member schools in the conference.
Only one. The only school in the conference.
Rice U of H.
Only school in the
Conference USA, and Media Day is not here.
Whether football or basketball, neither one. And the sad part is there's a contention of a feeling of disadvantage because of what's transpired in the ancillary program, specifically baseball. It's getting hosted here in town, but it's not being touted. It's not being marketed, because even the softball tournament that was held here twice, they had a nice crowd. Baseball was okay, but folks, at some point, you got a brand new facility at Rice. You got enough dressing rooms and all to host. You got volunteership. You found that out because you're in the process of getting ready to host your second Final Four, and you hosted a bunch of regionals. At some point, you should be able to ask for some help and all folks to help you out. But just because of the atmosphere and the environment that it brings, at some point, you should be able to host a men's and women's CUSA basketball tournament here in town. and I was hoping it would have gotten done by now. But if people are waiting for the new stadium to get, for Hawthorne to get renovated, by that time, Tudor House will be at just another player in the conference as far as a facility.
Possibly.
So hopefully, you and I will be able to witness this while we're still here.
Hopefully. U of H should host Conference USA events, the major events, basketball media day, football media day. Yes, we had baseball here. You would have known it.
Nope.
Things like that. That's on campus. You wouldn't even know. And I don't know this for sure. It's not my sport. Of course, baseball isn't either. But hasn't track and field been on campus before media day? All track and field, the Conference USA Championship been on U of H campus before?
And folks, the one thing that we can both tout, there are not quite a lot of schools in this conference, in the Conference USA, that can host indoor track events. You got one of the major facilities in the country, indoor track. One of the most touted indoor track and field programs in the country. And you can't host on campus. Somewhere, not only just administration, but your marketing team should approach you with a willingness to bite the bullet and says, I'm bringing this topic up. Give me an opportunity to get this, at least attempt to get this done. Not just blow it off just because of where you are and accepting somebody saying, no, we don't want to talk about that. You should be able to push, because that's what Memphis does. Folks, we're going back to Memphis for the men's and women's basketball tournament this year. We're going back.
Again.
For whatever reason.
And both of us are critical of the program, and I'm critical of the program because I love the program, and that's where I got my education. I want what's best for the University of Houston as a whole.
And I want what's best for the city of Houston.
Exactly.
Because it's with a city this large and a conference that's spread out like it is, that has two member schools that's available. You have hotel space. You got convention space. You can get this done.
Let's wrap it up. Who you are, how can folks find you?
All right. This is the 5th Ward Wildcat. You can find me at the first place you can find me, and the main place that you can find me online is www.kingsizeview.com. You can follow me on Twitter, hashtag at AKSVTheCSR, and blogger is blogspot.com. This is the 5th Ward Wildcat, and I'm here with...
I'm KG of the Houston Roundball Review. My website is www.houstonroundballreview.com. Like I mentioned earlier, I have articles with Aggies head coach Gary Blair on the website. Also reporting that the University of Houston women's basketball has a new commitment, Alicia Smith. You can see that information on there. I'm also on Facebook with my Houston Roundball Review fan page. I'm on Twitter at THEHR Review. Get followers, newer followers every day. So check that out as well. We thank you for listening. We are looking for sponsors of our podcast. And we both said we will have another podcast, at least one this week, talking about the Aggies, and we'll talk about the NBA as well. But, the NBA is on lockout, so why spend too much time on them until they get...
That's true.
Until they get back into negotiating face-to-face.
Are they still on vacation?
Instead of canceling a meeting like they did last week. Yes, I said that right. They canceled a meeting last week.
I'm done.
Both sides blame the other for why the meeting was canceled. Crap like that. Whatever. So to wrap it up, thank you very much for listening to this KG and the 5th Ward Wildcat podcast. And in conclusion, be true, be cool, and do more.